Growl, growl, prowl, prowl. Hello, everyone. I am the Lion of Truth, and today I just wanted to talk to you about the global pandemic. I'm here to talk to you about what's been going on in the world, on planet Earth, in the beginning of the year 2020. This is kind of going to be like a little bit of a diary, I guess you could say, a journal log, if you will. Just a video to leave behind, to maybe connect with people, uh, you know, just share my story and my perspective on what's been happening. First of all, no matter where you are, what year you're watching this in, I hope you're safe, hope you're healthy, and I wish the best for you no matter what. Okay, so getting on to the topic. Basically, this is going to be a journal or an audio log of what it is like to live in America as an average American male, an American man. This is just my perspective and my experience the past few months of my life. And it has been, it's been chaotic, to say the least, chaotic. So, basically, a few months back, I think it was in December of 2019, we started to hear that there was rumblings of a virus going around in China. There was news reports here and there, a couple people on Twitter, which is a site that we use to just connect with each other and just share little bits of news and things like that. So there were people talking about it, that there was a sickness, but there's always people talking about things, right? There's always people talking about sicknesses and viruses and, the end of the world and World War III and doom and gloom, we're going to get hit by an asteroid, right? People are always talking about this type of stuff, so I think most of the world, including America, including the United States of America, they didn't pay too much attention. Nobody really paid too much attention to it, We just thought, okay, there's a virus going on, it's in China, it's going to work its way through, and people are going to get better, and everything's going to be okay. So nothing happened, Nothing chaotic happened, at least in America, in December. Then January rolls around. January comes. We start to hear a couple more whispers about it, okay? It didn't go away, which is what you would expect to happen after, the news or the media hypes something up. You expect it to just fade out, right? But instead of it fading out, it started to fade in. It started to increase a little bit. You started seeing a little more on the news, a little more on the YouTube videos, a little more on the, Twitter and Instagram, of people posting and talking about it. You started to see the numbers that were growing. It was getting more and more in China. It was growing, which started to, it started to wake us up a little bit, right? And then February, we started hearing about, okay, now we actually have a couple of cases that have, left China. The virus is now spreading, to different countries. And it wasn't long until it was in over 100 countries. I forget how many it is right now, like 180, 190, probably about 200 countries that it has invaded now. As of April, I think it's April 14th, 2020, today, when I'm making this video. So then, people started tuning into the news and listening to what President Trump had to say and what they were going to do. He restricted, bans or travel bans to I believe, to and from China. Like, people can't go to the country or come back from it. I think he did that in February. And then the numbers out of nowhere, I want to say, near the end of February or March, they just started skyrocketing, like all over the place. People started getting sick. And by the way, the thing about this virus is, it's like the flu, okay? It's like the flu. It's a respiratory virus from what I understand, and it makes it hard to breathe for people. And people die. A lot of people die. The thing that makes it different than the flu is not only, okay, people die with both of these diseases, right? But this one is so contagious. Apparently, you can, get people infected so much easier than the flu. Don't ask me why. I'm not a, microbiologist or a virologist. I don't study diseases and their methods of transportation and their modes of transportation and transmission. But the consensus, as my understanding is that this virus is so easy to catch. It's so easy to catch, so easy to transmit, And if you get it, it could do some serious damage to you. Obviously, people that are older with compromised immune systems or previous predisposed diseases or other viruses, complications, all of that compounded the effect of this virus and made it much worse for your health. And it got really scary. So I'll never forget being at work. I'm an independent contractor. I'm self-employed, which means essentially I work for myself. You know, I'm contracted with companies. I contract with companies, but I am working for myself. So I don't have, paid time off or anything like that, paid sick leave. No, I don't get any of that, right? Because it's just me. So I'll never forget, it was March 13th. I'm at work, and we get an announcement, we get a memo that work is now being shut down. Like, our job is not going to be there on Monday. This happens on Friday the 13th in March. I'll never forget it. It was a Friday the 13th. Terrible day. It was a horrible day for me. We get a memo that work is now closed down, and it will be closed until April, until April 3rd, I think was what they were saying. It's closing down for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. So essentially what that means is me, and along with millions of people throughout the country of America, got essentially laid off. It's like we lost our jobs. We didn't get fired. It's not like we did a bad job and we got fired or we got in trouble. No, it was just because of the virus, our jobs were no longer available. The companies that we worked with are no longer in business. Everyone is supposed to stay at home. I think the president then issued a stay-at-home order, literally across the whole country, you guys. Nothing like this has ever happened before. The last time something like this happened, as my understanding is, back in 1918, 1917, I think it was a Spanish flu that, decimated the country, and I think maybe other parts of the world as well. The last time something of this scale happened, that's over 100 years ago, okay? 103 years ago, to be exact. We've never experienced anything like this. So then we have this stay-at-home order. There's no work, no jobs. Companies are shutting down left and right. Buildings, restaurants, all types of recreation, everything is closing down. My gym closed down, going to the gym, right, to try to work out. They closed. And here's the best part about the gym, side note. They still are charging us. Every month they're still charging us for our membership fees. Even though the gyms are closed, we can't even go and work out there. So I called my bank and I had them stop the transmissions of the transactions from them. So that's taken care of. Hopefully they don't try to give me any kind of late fees or anything when they open back up, because they were very scummy. That was very, greedy business practices on their part to freaking charge your clients even though you are closed down. You are not even in business right now. That was scummy. But anyway, so, all this happens. Man, I'm just like, oh, God. Okay, so this is in what? Yeah, mid-March, March 13th. And then I'm like, okay, well, this is effed, this situation is much worse than anybody thought. People are dying left and right. The amount of cases are skyrocketing in the world in America. I think there's over 2 million infections now in the world, over 2 million now, as of today. And about a fourth of them are in America. About 25% are in our country. They're here with us. So once again, like I said, this is just my perspective as an American, okay, as a citizen of the United States. This is my experience. Other people, other countries, obviously are going to have different experiences that they're going through. I'm just telling you mine. This is my blog. So I remember I come home and I'm terrified. I'm petrified. I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't afford anything. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, trying to survive. You guys, I'm so broke as it is, because where I live is a very expensive area, and I probably made the mistake. It's my fault for even moving here to begin with, but it's a really expensive area. I love it. It's just so expensive, and I don't have enough money. And I still didn't have enough money when I was working, okay? I was barely surviving, struggling to stay alive, to keep a roof over my head, food on my table, and gas in my car. And then all of a sudden, my job is gone. I don't know how else to describe this to you or explain it to you unless you've experienced it. It's not something that you can really understand. When you have one source of income, which is also a terrible thing. I'm trying to get multiple sources of income, but if you're like me and you had one source, and then it's just taken from you out of your control, not because you did anything bad or you messed up at work. No, you were perfectly fine. You were a good worker. And then the government just tells you your job is no longer there. That feeling of having the rug pulled out from underneath you, it is panicking. It is petrifying. It is terrifying. It's unsettling. So I come home, and what do? Two things, right? I play video games, and I apply to jobs. That's it. That's all I've been doing recently. Been playing games and applying to jobs. I think right now I'm at, 300 plus jobs that I've applied to in the past 30 days, Just literally sending out applications left and right. Now, it's not like I'm not walking into these places. You're not actually going there and talking to people to apply, because of no one's supposed to be leaving their house except if you're going to the grocery store. That's literally the only reason people are allowed or supposed to be leaving their homes. So I've been applying online, and it's very tedious and boring, but that's what I've been doing, spending hours every day just sending out my applications. And then you would think it would be very easy to just keep sending them, just click a couple things. But no, of course, a lot of these companies use archaic, old technology. So you have to create accounts for each individual job that you're trying to apply to sometimes. And it's just a whole ordeal. And a lot of times they have you do like these surveys or online interviews, which can take up to an extra hour just to apply for one job, which you're probably not going to get. Which I'm probably not going to get, right? It's crazy. So most of them I haven't heard back from. Some of them have denied me, of course. And then other ones have said that they are interested, but they're not hiring. They're like, we are not hiring people right now, so we don't have work for you. We don't have money to pay you because we are not hiring, because we are not in business. So it's this vicious cycle that's going on right now, and it's really, really getting to a point where I am, like I said, I'm out of money. I am out of finances. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have enough reserves for one more month. I can survive one more month. I can survive the month of May. And if the stars align and, I can cut a deal with my rent, with my landlord or something, then maybe June. But that's literally a month, like one guaranteed month of life left, of support that I have for myself. And it's just getting, really, really intense, really stressing. So I have a list essentially of jobs that I've been applying to. Every day I have a list of keywords. I type those into this website. It's like this job hunting website. And then it shows me a list of all the jobs that are relevant to that keyword. So I've been typing in like government, driver, delivery driver, therapist, counselor, anything at all. I've just been typing keywords in to try to find work, to try to find jobs. Anything you can think of, I probably applied to. Restaurants, whatever, what have you. You name it, I've applied. Sports facilities. I'm just looking for work, sending out my application left and right, all over the place. So what's probably going to end up happening is, months and months down the road, hopefully I find a job soon, but then eventually I'm going to probably get all these random, follow-ups from all these jobs finally getting back to me after going through their databases. And, of course, they'll probably be better than what I end up having. I'll be so pissed about it. But, going back to the day-to-day life, man, like, you're supposed to stand 6 feet apart from people. You can't talk, you can't, get close to anyone. I can't hang out with anyone, right? Humans, we're physical beings, we're emotional beings. We like physical contact, we like being close to people. You can't do any of that, It sucks, it's unfortunate, but that's where we are right now. Literally, I go to the grocery store. I've been there, I think, once, maybe twice in the past month, and I got some milk, right, and bread. I'll talk to you about that in a second, my food situation. Oh my God, it's been horrible. But you go there and you can't even talk to people. Like, we're standing in line, and we're all standing like 6 feet apart from one another. People are wearing masks, like these, surgical masks to stop the virus or not spread it if they have it. And it's scary, man. I've never experienced anything like this before in my life. And I hope that I never will have to ever again. I hope no one else will have to deal with something like this ever again, because hopefully we're going to be prepared. And I'll get to that in a second. So let's go to the food really quick, on how the lack of bills is really stressing, right? The lack of payment is really scary, because I'm not spending any money, okay? I have some games that I play, I have my phone and internet and Wi-Fi, so I pay the Wi-Fi bill and, my online bill, whatever, and just the normal utilities that you have to pay. But other than that, I'm not spending any money. The only money I would be spending would be for food, okay? But I don't have the money to be spending for food. So I'm eating off of all my reserves, whatever I have left lying around my apartment. Excuse me. I'll tell you what I have, what I've been eating. I had a little bit of tuna fish. That's gone, you know. I had that, it was in the cans. That's gone. I have no more of that. So there goes like pretty much my last source of protein. I have beans. I have like 5 jars of beans that I've already cooked. They're in my freezer. So I have those. That'll last me like another month or so. And I have rice. I have white rice that I've been eating. And a little bit of seaweed. I have. So essentially, I've been eating 1 meal a day. I've been doing the 1 meal a day thing for months already, you know, because I'm so broke as it is. But I'm eating even less now when I eat. So I'm eating 1 meal a day. I have the same thing every day, you guys. Beans and rice with some seaweed and water. A glass of water, maybe a little bit of some lemon juice that I put in the water, right? And that's it. I had some vegetables before, gone. I had some chicken before, that's gone. Everything is gone. All I have is beans. I have rice. I have a couple little cups of ramen noodles, you know, these little instant noodles. I have a couple of those left, maybe like 10. And I have some oatmeal. That is it, you guys. That is it. I literally have, I've never experienced something like this in my life. I'm literally running out of food. Going to be on the verge. In about a month or so, I will be on the verge of, you know, starvation, of not having food to eat. So I am hoping and praying and wishing and working for it that every day, you know, applying to these jobs, hopefully I can get something soon in the next month, because I need to be able to pay my bills. I need to be able to put food on my table. It's terrifying, you guys. It's so miserable, man. All I can drink is water. I had some milk, you know. When I went to the grocery store, I got some milk and some bread. So I had some leftover cereal. I also ate that. That's gone. All the cereal's gone. I had some Cheerios, some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's gone, you know. It's crazy how fast these things go. It is just, it's really getting to me, man. You know, the emotional toll, the physical toll, the financial toll, all of it is really starting to get to me big time. So I would appreciate it, by the way, if you made it this far and you're still watching, please, you know, send a nice comment or a like and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me out. I'm so small. I'm such a small channel, you know. I'm just this lion out here trying to grow. I've been doing this for like 4 years, uploading pretty much every single day. I'm so consistent, and I have no subscribers, you know. Same on Twitch. It's all LionOfTruth on Twitch, Instagram. Yeah, you guys can please follow me, check it out. You know, I post about technology and games most of the time. It's mostly what my channels are about, and inspiration. And every now and then, you know, I'll do like a news video, an inspiration video, or something like that. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, man. So we are now in mid-April. The government, first there was a 15 days to slow the spread. That was like March 15th to the 30th. And then near the end of that, they decided that was not enough. They knew that wasn't going to be enough. So they added 30 more days to it. You know, the country's going to be shut down for 30 more days, which is now until May 1st. So we will see what happens, man, around May 1st. Hopefully the country can start opening back up. Hopefully some of these jobs open up. I just need to find one job. You know, I don't need 100 jobs. I don't need 1,000 jobs. I need one. I need one job, consistent, full-time, so I can pay my bills, put food on my table and gas in my car, you know, so I can work on my own business, and then, you know, eventually work for myself, like actually work for myself and not be contracted with any companies, just work for myself, and, you know, being able to work from home. That's the goal, right? Being able to work from home, not have to deal with traffic, because I hate traffic. I don't hate, like, anything in this world, but I hate traffic. I hate traffic because it is the one thing, like, as a man, if I don't do something, I want it to be my fault. I want it to be because I was too lazy or, you know, too hasty or whatever, and I made a mistake. I want it to be my fault, you know, if I mess up in life. I don't want it to be something outside of my control, like traffic, you know. You wake up on time, you're ready, you're good to go, boom. Oh, there's an accident. You know, you can't control that. That's out of your control, and that hinders you in your progress. Versus, if you live in a place where there's no traffic, fantastic. If you don't show up on time, that is your fault, right? That's why working from home is just the most ideal situation. Not only that, then I can work anywhere in the world, right? Once my business is online, I implore you guys to do it as well. Once your business is online, you can take that with you wherever you go. You can go live in China, Russia, Japan, wherever you want, Europe, and you can still work on the business. So the internet is the future in that regard, for sure. It's the future in so many ways, but definitely for businesses and for people that want to be able to move around, oh my God. So yeah, I just gotta have a stable job for now, for a year or so while I'm getting that off the ground. And once I can live off that, then I can quit that job and just be working for myself 100% full time, as I said. Okay, so getting to, what's gonna happen with this, The end of April's coming soon, right? It's the 14th, 15th, we are halfway through. I am getting to the point where if I don't start hearing back, I have a couple more jobs to apply to. If I don't start hearing back next week or whatever, I promise you, I'm just going to start going door to door, walking around the neighborhood where I live, knocking on people's doors. Of course, I will be standing back, 6+ feet, 10 feet back right away. And I'm literally going to ask people for work, guys. I don't know what else to do. I'll say, hey, do you have any chores do you need help with? You need your grass cut, you need some manual labor, I'm a pretty strong guy, right? I can lift things, I can move things. You need me to drive somewhere, pick up your groceries, whatever. I'm willing to do whatever it takes right now to pay my bills and to stay alive, man. I can only imagine the people out there, that have families, they're in a similar situation like me. Oh, dude, I feel so bad. There's this whole thing going on with unemployment benefits. If you're not working for some, terrible reason, you can get unemployment benefits, which is essentially money. They give you money so that you can survive. And I applied to it and I got denied because apparently self-employed people are not allowed to, have unemployment benefits. But the government overrode that act, and they came up with this thing called the CARES Act, where they initiated across all 50 states that everyone is allowed to get unemployment benefits, no matter what. And guess what? I applied, still got denied. And when you're like, oh, well, just call them and talk to them, explain the situation about the government. Yeah, you try to call the number. Oh my God, it's hilarious. And it's just a pre-recorded message. It's a pre-recorded message that says, sorry, we have too many phone calls. We haven't had this many calls ever before. Please go do your stuff online. Thank you for calling. Goodbye. And then it just hangs up on you. So I can't contact these people. They don't have an email address available for me to contact. And I don't live in some tiny random state. I live in one of the most prosperous, if not the most prosperous state in the country. And they are screwing over, the people like me who are self-employed, who have nothing. I'm supposed to be getting $600 a week. That's what the unemployment's supposed to be, which would help me. I'd be able to pay most of my bills with that. Not everything. I'd be able to pay most with it. So that'd be great, but I'm not getting any of it. I got denied. For what reason? I have no idea. I can't tell you why, because I tried contacting them and asking them. There's no one to contact. There's no human to talk to. It's terrible, you guys. It's terrible right now. All right. So anyway. Is it going to be, getting better and opening up by May 1st? My prediction is this. My prediction is we're going to open up some of the country, some of the states, the ones with the least amount of viruses, the one with the least amount of outbreaks, or, where they're hit the least. So that way people I think it's going to be New York and a couple other places, I think New Jersey, they are very, very concentrated. Lots of infections are there. So I don't think they're going to be opening up May 1st. But a lot of the, southern states, the Midwest, those types of things are definitely, in my opinion, going to be opening up around May 1st, and hopefully the entire country open up by June 1st. That's my theory on what's going to happen. Who knows? Could be sooner, could be that time, could be later. I don't know. I'm just giving you my prediction on my feeling, my analysis of the news, and the president gives these conferences every day, and there's people asking questions from different outlets, and just the vibration that I'm getting, the feeling I'm getting, the way everyone's talking about, how they're talking about the graph, it used to be spiking up, now we're hitting the top of the curve of infections, and now it's apparently starting to go down ever so slightly, right? As long as that continues on the downslope and everything continues to be good, spring is here, people's immune systems are kicking in. I think it's, people are getting healthier, right? Well, they're working on a vaccine, they're working on medicine all over the world. We're giving people masks and ventilators and all these things. The world is coming together in such a way, and I truly hope that, this all starts to lessen the financial, emotional, physical toll that it takes on not only American people, but the human race and the planet as a whole. Now, there are some positives to this. I'm going to end this video with some positives. The positives here are, number one, the planet, okay? The planet has been loving this. Planet Earth, Mother Nature, is enjoying this. Mother Earth is like, this is fantastic. The pollution is down all over the earth. People aren't destroying the environment like we normally are doing. You know, we're not polluting the oceans and polluting the rivers and the landfills and everything. We are, because everyone is quarantined. Everyone is staying home. You know, we're not destroying the atmosphere with all the smog and the gasoline and the oil. Those people are just sitting at home, watching TV, you know, applying to jobs, hanging out with their families or whatever, playing video games. We're being very low maintenance right now. And that for planet Earth is incredible. Like Italy has these canals in there. You can go look this up if you don't believe me. They have these canals that just run. They're like rivers that run through the city. I think it's Venice in Italy. And it's all blue. Like you can see the water. It's so clear right now. And I've never seen it look that clear before. I've never been there. I've just seen pictures and videos, right? But it just looks so beautiful. You can see the CO2 graphs and everything and the smog and the pollution on all these, you know, scientific websites, and you can just see how the earth is benefiting from it, man. The earth is benefiting from humans not destroying her. And I truly appreciate that, and that is one major positive that is going on here. At least the other species, all the other plants and animals out there, you know, that aren't dealing with this, they are really loving life right now because humans are not destroying their homes and their habitats. So hopefully I hope in the end this will help us do a lot of good things. Number one, hopefully live more synergistically with the earth, more in a unified type of way. Instead of destroying everything we touch, you know, have more respect for it. Because we hopefully will understand on a deeper level how fragile life can be and how precious it is, you know, after all this that's been going on. Another thing, once again, I hope that we start unifying and continue to unify after this is over, because we are doing it now, you know. The wars that used to be going on, or the potential wars and the bickering and the political correctness and incorrectness or whatever, and the, you know, emotional types of things, all of that is being put aside right now with all the politics and the government. And I love that. And it's being replaced with need and helping and passion. Like, you know, people need resources and stuff. Countries are coming together and people are working together. People are volunteering. Bless their hearts. People are volunteering to help people, to go to hospitals, to go, you know, to be first responders, to help make this a better, you know, situation. And it's just incredible seeing the human race, humanity, unify and come together to overtake this this enemy, you know, this virus that is plaguing us right now. We are working together. We will not be stamped out, and we will not go quietly into that good night. I love seeing that. I love seeing people that normally argue and hate each other and disagree on everything actually putting their differences aside, growing up, acting like mature adults, and helping each other out, because it's for the betterment of humanity. It's for the betterment of mankind and for our future generations. I love seeing that. I truly do. It was one of our presidents in the United States, I forget who it was. I remember seeing the video years ago when I was a teenager of him talking about, you know, if there will ever be some type of world peace or anything like that. And I remember he said something along the lines of, the only way that humans will ever achieve that lofty goal is if we are forced to come together and work together to fight a larger evil than ourselves. Such as, you know, like an alien invasion, I think is what he says. You know, something out of this world, some kind of extraterrestrial beings show up, and we have to stop fighting and arguing so that we can come together, work as a team, work as one, in unison, in harmony with each other, to defeat this greater evil than our own. And I truly believe that's happening in 2020. Here it is. It is happening right now. You know, instead of World War III, instead of us blowing each other up, stealing from each other, robbing each other, killing each other, we have this virus, and we are all turning together to fight this thing. We are all turning away from those stupid bickering arguments that we normally engage in. Humans are, you know, creatures of habit. We're so used to just fighting with each other. It's like all we know. And we're finally learning what is the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is there's this little tiny thing that you can't see, that I can't see, that no one can see with your eye, with your naked eye, but it can kill you. It can touch you, and if it gets inside you, it can kill you. And we are trying to work to eradicate this thing, or get it under control. And it is bringing humanity together in a way that I have never seen in my entire life. You know, we have so much cooperation, so much communication going on between not only our states and our local governments, with the federal government, but with the entire world, with all the other political parties out there in the whole world, and all the other countries and governments out there. It is amazing what is happening, how we are all formulating a plan, sticking to that plan, working together, helping each other out, giving resources to one another. Yes, of course, there's going to be a couple outliers to what I'm saying. People are probably still, trying to steal and do terrible things. But I'm saying as a whole, the average, the majority of people are really working to make this a better place and to make this situation go away as quickly as possible. I think the economy as a whole is going to suffer for the next couple of years. I'd say 2 to 5 years it's going to suffer, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think we're going to really kick off. Maybe 1 year pretty bad, like 2020 is maybe going to be a wash, but I think everything's going to really start picking up 2021. We're going to have the vaccines out. We're going to have the stuff ready to go, all the beds, all the ventilators, everything's going to be good. So if anything does happen in the future with this virus, we're going to be ready. Not only for that, another good note before I go is we are going to be ready in the future now. Since we've had this happen now, hopefully the government and the world as a whole will dedicate more resources instead of building weapons and military and machines of war. Obviously, we're still going to have that, but hopefully instead of giving, let's say we give 50% to those types of things and we only give 5% to science, maybe we're going to give 10% to science, 15%, double, triple our efforts on the amount of money and resources that we allocate towards medicine and science and growth and protection of the environment and protection of humans. So I really think there's going to be a lot of positive. I think there's more positives here than negatives when it's all said and done. And bless anyone's heart that's ever gotten sick or that died or passed away. Hopefully this will not be in vain. Their deaths will not be in vain. I hope and I pray and I wish that so much. I don't want this to be a lesson that humanity was supposed to take to heart and we just let it go in one ear and out the other, and then we just go back to our daily lives and not learn anything from this. We need to learn from this. We need to prepare and be ready and have so much research, so much science going on all types of viruses and cures. We need to have this stuff ready to go because anything can happen. The universe is infinite with infinite possibilities, and there's potentially infinite universes, right? So literally anything can happen, and we need to try to be prepared for as many of those infinities as we can. Obviously, we'll never be prepared for everything because it's infinity, but could we be more prepared than we are now? Absolutely. Absolutely. We could be more prepared. So, here's hoping everything turns out well and we heal soon. Everyone can get back to work. America can get back to work. The world can get back to work. And we will take the lessons we've learned and we will be all the better for it and more prepared for the next time. Tesla is growing at an exponential rate. I love Tesla. I always have and I always will. They are going to help change the way we exist. I promise you that. As long as Elon Musk is still the leader, as long as he remains the leader, my faith in Tesla will never dissipate. It will only grow. Solar is the future, at least for the near future. And then we can get into more extravagant forms of energy consumption and retention. But for now, solar is the future. We have the sun there. It's going to be there for 1 billion more years. We have plenty of time. Lots of free energy that it's just giving out. We need to tap into that. I think all of this is going to accelerate that. I think this whole situation is going to accelerate after the recession is starting to go away, which I think is going to be 1 more year. After that, I think we are going to accelerate at such a speed. It's going to be incredible, like unlike anything that anyone's ever seen, because we're going to take all the lessons we've learned, not only have those lessons, but we're going to be working together, hopefully, as a human race. I dream of one day having the United States of planet Earth. That's one of my dreams. I dream of there being the United States of planet Earth. Instead of having all these individual countries where everyone's separate and we hate each other and we kill each other, no. We realize we are all just one big family on this blue dot in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy, floating throughout the void of the universe, and all we have is each other. That's all we know. Why are we killing each other? I always think about if aliens were driving by and they saw us, and if I was an alien and I saw us, I'd be like, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to stop at planet Earth. Look at them. They're idiots. They're the same. They're all the same, and they just kill each other. They're just blowing each other up and lying to each other and stealing from each other. We're like little kids, mean little kids that don't get their way. So hopefully this will help us grow out of this infantile stage of humanity, and we can progress to a type 1, type 2 civilization. All right, everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'm going to hopefully put some pictures on this video and some music in the background so you're not totally bored the whole time. All right, well, take care, and I hope to see you soon. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, things are on the up and up, or hopefully things are past and we're good. You know, I wish the best for everybody, but no matter what happens, know that I'll always care for you and I'll always be there to the best of my ability. Take care, everyone. I hope to see you in the next video. Please comment and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me, truly. Till next time, to infinity and beyond.